Question 36, this is a case study question. This is the first of the case study questions. This question is from the topic Arithmetic Progression. An interesting question has got 3 questions, part 1, part 2, part 3, and an internal choice for one of these. Let's leave this component. This is information which is interesting but not relevant to the question. A car manufacturing company planned to produce 1800 cars in the 4th year and 2600 cars in the 8th year. So 1800 in the 4th year, 2600 in the 8th year. How? Assuming that the production increases uniformly by a fixed number every year. The production increases uniformly by a fixed number every year, right? Let's see what that means. Essentially, year 1 to year 2, if the increase, right, if it increased by, let's say, 250 units, between year 2 and year 3 also, it will increase by 250 units. So for example, if it was 1000 units in the first year, it will become 1250 in the second year, 1500 in the third year, and 1750 in the fourth year, so on and so forth. So it increases uniformly by a fixed number, which is nothing but the common difference. The difference between any 2 years, the number of cars produced, is going to be the same value. So therefore, this question, the way they are manufacturing cars, the number of cars manufactured each year, that value is going to be in an arithmetic progression, right? With this information in mind, let's get started with the questions. Question 1, 2, and 3 has got 2 parts. Let's start with the first of this. Find the production in the first year. What do we know? We know the 4th year the production is equal to 1800. In the 8th year the production is equal to 2600. Let's say the first year production is A1. We know the common difference is D because it's increasing uniformly each year. So A8, the production in 8th year, which is 2600, will be equal to the production in the first year plus n minus 1, which is 8 minus 1 into the common difference. Let's write the information for this part, which is A4 is equal to 1800, which is the first year production plus 4 minus 1 times the common difference. Call this as equation 1, equation 2. Subtract equation 2 from equation 1 after rewriting it. So 2600 minus 1800 is going to leave us with 800. A1 gets cancelled with A1 because you're subtracting this. And we will have on the right hand side 7D minus 4D, right? 7D minus 3D, which is equal to 4D. So 4D is equal to 800, translating to the fact that D is equal to 200. We want this number, so substitute D is equal to 200 either in equation 1 or equation 2. Let's do it in equation 1. 2600 is equal to the production in the first year, which is what we need to find out, plus n minus 1, which is 7 into 200, sorry. 7 into 200 is equal to 1400. Take it to the other side. You'll get the value of A1 to be equal to 2600 minus 1400. 2600 minus 1400, which is equal to 1200. So the number of cars produced in the first year, A1, is equal to 1200. Move on to part 2. Find the production in the 12th year. Production in the 12th year, A12, is equal to the production in the first year plus 12 minus 1 times the common difference. Do we know values for this? Yes. A1 is equal to 1200. We found it out in the last part. Plus 11 times the common difference also we computed in the last part, which is equal to 200. So this is 1200 plus 2200. 3400 cars will be manufactured in the 12th year. Move on to part 3. There are 2 parts. Let's do the first one right now. Find the total production in the first 10 years. So sum of the production in the first 10 years, we'll call it as S10. The formula for S10 is n by 2, where n is a 10. 10 by 2 into 2A1. We'll write it right now as 2A1 and then substitute the value subsequently. Plus n minus 1 into D, which is 10 minus 1 into the common difference. A1 and D we know from the first part. Let's plug that in here. So 10 by 2 is a 5. 2 into A1 is equal to 1200 plus 9 into 200, which is the common difference. So 5 into 2400 plus 1800, which is 4200. 4200 into 5 is equal to 21,000. So total number of cars manufactured up to the 10th year is equal to 21,000 cars. Move on to the internal choice within this. In how many years will the production reach 31,200 cars? So sum of production up to n years, we'll have to find out how many years. N is what we're trying to find out. This is equal to 31,200. Plug in the formula, n by 2, n is what we're trying to find out. 2a1, we know the value of a1, plus n minus 1, n is what we are trying to find out, into the common difference. So this is 31,200 into 2, cross multiply this, is equal to n into 2 times 1,200, which is the number of cars manufactured in the first year, plus n minus 1 times the common difference, which is equal to 200. 62,400 is what we have, is equal to n into 2,400 plus 200n minus 200, right? So 2,400 plus 200n minus 200. So this is equal to 62,400 is equal to 2,400n plus 200n square minus 200n. Club-like terms, this is going to make it as 2,200n. Right hand side will be 200n square. 2,400n minus 200n is equal to 2,200n. And then let's take this term to the right hand side. 62,400 minus 62,400 is equal to 0. Divisible by 200, divisible by 200, divisible by 200. Let's do that right away. So when I divide it by 200, we'll have an n square. Divided by 200, we'll be left with 11n. 200 dividing the two zeros will go off, will leave us with 624 by 2, which is 312, is equal to 0. 24 into 10 is 240. 24 into 13 is equal to 312. So plus 24n minus 13n is how it's going to factorize. Plus 24n minus 13n minus 312 is equal to 0. N common from the first and second term, n plus 24 minus 13 common from the third and the fourth term, n plus 24 is equal to 0. N plus 24 times n minus 13 is equal to 0. So n is equal to minus 24 or n is equal to 13. Number of years cannot be negative, so n is equal to 13. So number of years it will take to have a cumulative production of 31,200 cars is 13 years.
Before you leave, I want you to do two things. One, sign up at online.maxtute.com to get started with CBSE Class 10 Math online tuitions. It takes all of 5 minutes and less than 3 steps to get started. So get it done today. And second thing, I want you to subscribe to this channel if you already haven't and turn on notifications so that you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. And also, spread the word about this channel to your friends and classmates.